We have been pushing forward on it for the past 5 years, not just since November 2020. And it's not just in the health sector, as you know, engineers, geologists, biologists, any number of foreign recognized credentials are not being recognized in British Columbia and in Canada. That's largely to do with the regulatory bodies which are created by the province but are overseen by the College of Physicians and Surgeons on the medical health side and so on. Teachers, geologists, you name it. They have their own professional credentialing organization. And we've been working with all of those bodies to try and accelerate this process, to try and make sure that foreign credentialed professionals in British Columbia can do what their passion is, what they were trained to do. We've been making progress. It doesn't feel that way today, certainly in the healthcare side. And there's a couple of other things I want to add to that. But before I get off of it, I want to just reinforce for you and your viewers and those who will hear this later on that we are absolutely committed to reducing those barriers as quickly as we can. But it isn't as easy as all of us would want it to be, or it would have been done a year and a half ago. Minister Dix has been occupied with a range of other issues. I'm not suggesting he can't do a lot of things at once. He's one of the most capable people I've met in my life, so I have full confidence in him and his commitment to this issue. But it's not moving as quickly as I would like, nor is it moving as quickly as he would like. That doesn't help those who would be listening who have a credential that's not being recognized here, and they are underemployed or they're employed in a field that they would prefer to move out of. Now, having said all of that, the part of the quote you read to me talks about a human resource strategy. And it's not just, we won't meet our challenges just with those who are in British Columbia presently who have credentials that aren't using them. We need to train more people every day. Early childhood educators to fill childcare spaces. We need more teachers now. We didn't need more teachers 5 years ago. And almost every area of endeavor requires more people. And so I've been working with the federal government to increase the transfer of money from Ottawa for healthcare. It's called the Canada Health Transfer. Provinces have been complaining about this for 20 years. It's not a new phenomenon. It's not Justin Trudeau. It's Stephen Harper. It's Paul Martin. It's Brian Mulroney, going back that far, that federal governments have been reducing the amount of money they put into healthcare. Well, the demand for healthcare has been going up. You talked about that in the framing of your question. And for me, this isn't about accounting. It's not about one level of government or one order of government feeding another. It's about what do Canadians want from their citizenship. And in Canada, what separates us from the United States is a publicly funded healthcare system that has some of the best professionals on the planet that are already operating within it, and we need to bring in more. That whether we train them in our post-secondary institutions or we recognize their credentials from overseas, we need more people. Our biggest challenge in every sector, and as we see unemployment dropping down to below 5%, and we see the increased demands for more workers in every sector. Whether it's we need more baristas in the coffee shops, we need more line chefs in our restaurants, we need more doctors in our hospitals. That is the biggest challenge. And how do we, in my mind, the best way to address that is through immigration. But if we're inviting people, going back to the root of your question, if we're inviting people from around the world to come here to fill our vacancies, we should recognize their credentials. That's the work of both Canada and British Columbia, and it's also the work of those regulatory bodies that I talked about earlier. We've got to stop putting obstacles in people's way and start streamlining these processes, and that's what we've been working on for the past couple of years.